What's up, everybody? So we're back with another podcast. So yes, I was going to upload the two podcasts on the two types of training, but I wanted to make this podcast first because I feel like this is more important than the two types of podcasts, the two types of running left that I have for my podcasts, for my videos. So I was going to post a video that I had made for my Runner's Motivation channel, but I don't want to post anything on there about what's going on in the world and stuff like that because I don't want that. I don't want any of that to be on my social media other than this. I don't want to post a lot of stuff about it because I don't want, like, I'm gonna repost this on my Facebook and like say, hey, this is kind of what I'm feeling. But like on my Instagram, my main YouTube, I don't want anything to do with this because I don't want to spread negativity. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, positive. It's all going to be negative, and it's all inflammation, stress, and negativity. That's all it is, mainly. There's nothing positive really about what's going on. Even if you see something that seems positive, it's still causing you stress and negativity thinking about these things. And if you're not actually willing to do something about what's going on and really do something, then you're not doing anything better than making the situation worse, right? It's either you do something about the situation or you stay away from the situation. If you go into the situation screaming, yelling, and making noise, you don't do anything to the situation, right? It's like kids, for example, right? If you have a kid and you keep telling your kid, hey, you need to do this, and your kid just, just screaming up and down, yelling, right? The kid's not making the situation better. He's still going to have to go to church. He's still going to have to go do this thing. His parents are going to make him go to the dentist. He's still going. He's still going to have to do this. But he's just screaming and yelling, making noise because he thinks screaming, crying, and whatever is going to help him. But in the end, it doesn't ever do anything. And sometimes for some parents it does, but mainly, no, it's not going to do much. So this is my opinion on everything that's going on. So first off, we're going to start off just kind of the beginning of the year type stuff, and we're kind of going to go through. So the whole World War III thing, I don't know much about that, so I'm not even going to talk about that. I didn't even pay attention to that because I just didn't want to. Everything else I didn't pay much attention to other than when coronavirus started coming around. So we know off the studies that if you have a metabolic disorder, that you're at really high risk from dying from this coronavirus. And if you don't have a metabolic disorder, you're at a very, very lower risk. And if you have someone who has good levels of vitamin D, good levels of just all vitamins and nutrients in general, which is someone like me, right, then you're going to be a lot healthier and you're not going to die from this virus most likely. I mean, if you look at young and healthy, and you look at the rate of death, it's not even near 1%. It's not even near. It's like not even, it's 0.0. I think the percentage from ages of 18 to 20, or to ages, no, I think it's 18 to 30, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, somewhere in that age range. The death rate is 0.003%, so it's 3% of a percent. So basically, it would be 3 deaths in every 1,000 people. And that's going off of young and healthy, which again, they're young and healthy. The standards of the CDC's young and healthy are not my standards of young and healthy. And so when you say young and healthy, they're not really young and healthy, they're just young and they look healthy. So then again, that's just going off of those standards. It's still only 3 in 1,000. And there could be lots of other things going on. There could be that person was worked out and just did a 4-hour workout the day before and now is super stressed out. Or maybe one of their parents just died, or maybe their grandma just died, or maybe something happened in their life and they're super stressed out and that's why they died from this virus. So 3 in 1,000, you could definitely say that those 3 people have something else going on in their life and they're super stressed out, right? Not to say that all of them did, but my point is that you could say that could be a big cause of it too, stress and other things going on in their life that cause them to have weaker immune systems. Those people could be people that sit inside all day and do nothing and just have a skinny body and look healthy, like I said. So you don't really know why those people have died from the virus anyways. But if you look at people who are young and healthy, who exercise regularly and do these things, those people are not dying from the virus, right? Most likely, those people are really not dying from the virus. So you don't got to worry about that. We don't got to worry about the coronavirus too much, and that kind of has gone on and off. I don't believe in wearing masks. I think wearing a mask is detrimental to your lungs if you wear it long term, especially people who wear it when they're outside by themselves. It's like really stupid. And when you're outside by yourself, you're not going to get it. You're less likely to get it outside going to a state park with tons of people there than you are likely to get in your own house with your family. I mean, when you're outside, you're outside. You're already social distancing by being outside. Go outside, get some vitamin D, because that vitamin D is going to help you protect you from the virus. So you want to be outside, right? So going and staying inside, sheltering is not really the right thing to do. Social distancing is all right if you want to do that. I think that's a decent thing to do. But I think the wearing the mask thing is really gotten to the point where like we understand now that being healthy is what's going to save us from this virus and help us not die. We're thinking so much with this virus about how do we prevent us from dying from the virus in the sense of like vaccines, or we're thinking about how do we shelter inside and not get the virus. We need to think about what happens when we get the virus and what can we do to strengthen our immune system, strengthen our body to fight against the virus. Because it would be one thing if people with diabetes and all these things were dying, let's say 1 out of 100, and we were dying, 1 out of every 105. It'd be different like that. Then we'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's not that big a difference if you have diabetes or not. But it's more like if you have diabetes, you're dying 1 out of 10. And if you don't have diabetes and you're like someone who's, really, really healthy, you're dying 1 out of 1,000 or 1 out of 10,000. Like that's the difference. And so you need to understand, like, okay, if you start fixing the diabetes and start eating healthier and doing the right type of stuff to fix diabetes, and then as you get better and better at it, then you'll be less risk of dying, and then you don't have to worry about going outside and wearing these face masks. People who are obese have, obviously are one of the biggest because they have all the metabolic disorders. So that's a big problem, right? So really with the coronavirus, that's kind of like gone now with everything that's happening now. It's like not talked about as much. And honestly, I never even thought about the coronavirus that much. I'm pretty sure I got it back in March. So I'm like, I don't even really think about it. I don't really care. I'm like, whatever, coronavirus, like it's not going to harm me. It's not going to hurt me. And we've done enough to where the hospital's not going to get overrun. So now it's time for everyone to get it and get over it. And if they die from it, like anyone that could die from it needs to shelter inside and needs to start working on their diet and working on getting healthier so they won't die from it. And if they're not going to do that, if they're not willing to work on their diet and things, that's your fault if you die. If you're not willing to work on making yourself healthy and try to be healthier because of this coronavirus, that's your fault. Because we know now that you need to be healthier with this coronavirus, right? We know that. And I know there's probably some people that really don't know. There's probably news hasn't said much. There are some people who don't know, but that's why I'm giving out this information. So if you know now and you're listening to this, you need to go and start eating healthier and change your lifestyle. Start eating healthier because that's going to be the way to do it. And if you want to learn how to eat healthier, go to my YouTube channel, Runner's Motivation, where I have tons and tons and tons of videos on how to eat healthy. And I'm going to post my next video. It's going to be on how to construct a full carnivore's diet properly to be super healthy. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out. So that's what you want to do. You want to do all that with the coronavirus. And then now, what's my thoughts on all this other stuff coming out? All this other stuff. So the first thing is that there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Right? There's a lot of different things that are going on. The problem is that no one is doing anything. I haven't seen anything on the news of anyone doing anything. I haven't seen anything going on. I haven't seen, if you look at last year or you look at 10 days ago to now, I don't see anything has changed. We had the biggest protests everywhere, biggest protests worldwide that we've ever had, period. Biggest protests everywhere, worldwide. Right? I would say it's probably the biggest protest worldwide. There might be one that's bigger, but I would say it's probably the biggest protest worldwide. If you count amount of people, right? Because we have more people now. And I haven't seen anything. Nothing. Right? Because again, what is the point of this protest? Tell me right now. Well, the point was, first off, the whole point was kind of to get the cops or get the system people are just basically saying screw the system, they hate the cops, this and that. But they're not actually going for a goal. There's no purpose. Like the purpose would be to have a better system and don't have all these bad cops. But half the people, or 30% or 10%, whatever you want to say, of the people are rioting and doing all these crazy things. So there's a ton of bad protesters. So if you're trying to say, okay, well, we don't want bad cops, right? Well, we don't want you guys stealing things and shooting people up and having murders either, right? The cops don't want all these other things too. So I think what's crazy is, no, I hate that cop who did what he did. He's an idiot, right? That guy isn't obviously getting third-degree murder, which is not all I think he should be getting, but I think he should be in jail longer than that. But the thing is that there's some bad cops, right? But if you look at cops and you would say, okay, how many bad cops are there compared to people? There's a lot, like percentage-wise. Obviously, there's more people that are bad compared to cops, because cops are supposed to be good. But you're going to get 1 or 2, 3, you're going to get bad cops. It's just going to happen. There's so many evil people in this world now that you're going to get bad cops. Like, you're telling me, literally, you could tell me, if I went up to these protesters and asked them certain questions, like, that's the thing is, what we prescribe what we think of evil now is totally different than what we thought of evil 100 years ago or 200 years ago, right? If I said, hey, for example, if you went into a place and you tripped over something, right? You tripped over something on accident, because you weren't paying attention. Let's say you tripped over like something in Walmart. You weren't paying attention. You fell down and you like cut your knee open or something. You had to get surgery on your knee, and basically you could sue Walmart and say Walmart put that there and stuff like that, and it's their fault. Or you could say you weren't paying attention. I'm just giving out an example, right? I'm trying to think of an example, so this is an example I'm giving out, right? You could sue Walmart. You could get, let's say $1 million, $2 million for suing them. Or you could say, no, it's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone, right? What would you do? What would you do if you had the choice? You can get $2 million right there, right? You're going to take $2 million. You're going to say, I want to take that $2 million. That's $2 million bucks, man. I'm going to take $2 million. That's being evil, because that was your fault that you fell. You were on your phone not paying attention. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that people like that would rather do that, which is majority of Americans right now would take that. If I gave that scenario, majority of Americans would take it. And that's being evil. That's being evil. That was your fault you did that, right? When something's your fault, you did that. It's like I talk about, I've talked about abortions before. When if you have sex and you have a kid, you had the kid because you had sex. So it was your responsibility. That was your choice to have sex. And you knew that you could possibly have a kid. So now you have to keep care of that kid. That's your fault. That's being evil, having that abortion, knowing that you did it. And now you don't want the kid because you didn't want to have the kid in the first place. All you want to do is have sex. That's being evil. And that's my point, is that when they're saying there's all these evil cops out there, there's just as many evil, there's way more evil in the whole world, not just cops in general, but there's more evil in the world. And so you're going to find people, if you look at movies and video games and everything's gotten so much worse in the last 20 years. There's so much more evil in any of these things. So what's going on though is that everyone's wanting these evil cops to go away, but the problem is they don't want to do anything about it. They just want to speak their word. They're like, cops are evil, right? It's like me going out and protesting saying, carnivore diet is the best, veganism is bad. And everyone's like, well, why is carnivore good and why is veganism bad? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, shut up. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to your veganism stuff. I'm just asking, why do you think carnivore is good? I just start yelling at them. That doesn't do anything. I'm not helping the situation. But if I were to go and say, well, this is why carnivore is good, this is why being veganism is bad, this is what we should do, this is how we should switch everything up. We should be doing this with the processing, with the butchering. This is what we should be doing with all the farms. This is how we should regulate everything. This is where we should be doing it. And I made a whole system for it, and I had different people work with me, and we had all this stuff going on. That would be awesome, right? So, for example, if let's say 1,000 of the protesters, 10,000 protesters, whatever, they all got together and they all found the smartest minds, and they all came up with a big solution on how we can regulate the system for the cops, in each city, and how we can make it so that it takes longer to get in there. We can weed out more of the mean ones. Do tests, somehow weed out some more of the mean ones to get more good cops in there. We can get some of the protesters to become cops, so they can be good cops and they can help out people, right? But the problem is when you see all the news right now, who wants to become a cop right now? I mean, the cops are either you hate cops, so why would you want to become a cop? I hate all cops, so why would I want to become a cop? Or you're thinking, why would I want to become a cop when everyone hates me? Like, I'm going to get shot or something. I could possibly get shot, you know? And the problem is that most cops are not equipped and not trained for this. They're not trained for these big riots and things. They're trained to go down to your local liquor store and get someone for stealing, or maybe pick up someone, or maybe get someone for having a gun, or maybe at worst going to a shooting, maybe, or someone, like I just saw my bank near my house was getting robbed, and they had cops there. And the cops one of the cops like, oh, we're doing a perimeter out here. He's like, I'm just a daily guy. I just give out tickets and things. Like, I've never gone through and done any of this. Like, they're not trained for that type of stuff. And like, Round Rock has really good trained police, and they're still, it's like, and the problem is there's not enough cops. They don't have enough time to go and train all these cops. They kind of got to get them in and say, okay, you're a cop, you got to do this or that. Like, it's quick because they don't have thousands of cops. So now is when we need to have thousands of people, tens and thousands of people wanting to become cops, not the opposite. We need to have everyone become cops now. Become a cop. Become a good cop. You want to be a cop and a good cop? Go ahead, become a good cop, right? Most of the time, these people that want good cops aren't even good people themselves. When's the last time you just messaged someone and said, hey, when's the last time you messaged someone and said, hey, you know what? I just want to make sure you're having a good day. You're one of my best friends. You're my, your family, and I just have a good day. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Or when's the last time you gave a gift to someone? Just say, hey, you know what? I don't need this. Here. It's okay. I wanted to buy this. I wanted to buy this for you. When was the last time you just did something for someone else without them asking, right? When have you been kind to someone, and when are you grateful for what you have? Everyone's so opposite. Everyone's so mean, ungrateful. They're not kind to people, and then they want these cops to be good to people. They're like, oh, we want cops to be good to people, but they're screaming out there, yelling "F the system" and all these different things. And it's like, wait a second, like, you're mad at the whole system for being evil and being mean, when that's exactly what you're doing at this moment, is being mean and evil, being mean to everybody else, being mean to the cops. You cannot earn respect by disrespecting someone, disrespecting the cops, right? You want the cops to be nice to you and not do any of these bad things, and you're screaming and yelling at them and stuff. Like, I understand what happened, but this is not the right way to go. This is the wrong way to go. You're going in the wrong direction. You need to be more kind. You need to be nice. You need to say, hey, you know what? I know what's going on is bad. I understand everything that's going on. I understand what you guys, what's going on. And I kind of feel I want to be angry, and I want to be mad at this guy. And I want to be mad at the system and say, you know what? Some of these cops are racist, or some of these cops are killing innocent people. It's not just racist, but they are killing innocent people, right? I am mad at that stuff, right? But we need to figure out a new system and a new way to train the cops, to get them to have maybe master's degrees, or maybe get them to be higher up. But we have to have more cops that want to do this, more people that want to become cops and do this. Because the more training we have, the harder it is to get in there. It means the less people are going to want to be in there. If we don't have, right now we're already low on cops, right? We're already low on the amount of cops we have, right? We're already low. So if we go any lower, we're not going to have enough cops to do our jobs. And so all these rioters and all these other people, or just people in general that are doing all these crimes, crime rate is going to go up, right? Crime rate is going to go up if we have less cops. So if you want to become a cop, you're going to have to work harder to become a cop. But a lot of these people are lazy. A lot of these people that want this system changed are lazy, because they're not even proposing what we do. They're all lazy. And so if they really wanted something to be done, they're going to have to do it themselves. Well, you want to do it yourself? Okay, you got to become the cop. You got to be the one who becomes a good cop for the next 20, 30 years of your life. Do you want to spend the next 30 years of your life being a cop? No, you probably don't. So you either can take the system we have now or work your ass off and become a good cop, or at least work your ass off to make the system better and find some people that want to become good cops. Because like I said, that is the big problem. No one wants to do anything with what's going on. They just want their voice to be heard. But we need to do something about it. We need to do something about it. If all cops are bad and they're all evil, and all the protesters are the ones who are not evil, because that's how most people are seeing it, and most protesters are seeing it as, we're the ones not evil because we care, and the cops are the ones that are evil. Well, then all of you protesters need to become cops, and all the cops need to become the protesters. It needs to flip-flop. Okay, all of you guys could become cops. But you want the cops not to be evil? Okay, well, we got to get you a master's degree. So you got to spend 1,000 hours in school. 1,000 hours to 2,000 hours in school. You got to spend the next 6 to 10 years of your life going to college. And then you can become a cop. Are you down to do that? Let's go. They're going to 99.99% are going to be all like, no, I'm not doing that. You want to spend 10 years of my life in school? Yes, I do. I want you to spend 10 years of your life at school, working super hard at school, and then you become a cop. Because if that were the case, we would have no cops. And I'm not saying I want to have these evil cops. I'm not saying I want to have the same system we have. I want the system to change too. But I don't know how I want the system to change because I'm not really paying attention or trying to think about how do I want the system to change. I got stuff I want to do, right? I'm trying to work on my social media. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm trying to help people with nutrition and fitness and running. I don't care about the system. I care about the system changing, but I'm not trying to do it myself. It's not me. I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to complain and say I want the system to change 1,000 times if I'm not willing to go in there and do something about it, right? I'm not saying I like the system we have, but I'm also not saying that I'm willing to go in and work my butt off to change it. So I'm not going to complain that we need to change it 10,000 times. Say, hey, we need to change the system, we need to do this, all this different stuff, because I'm not willing to put my work into it. So why should I even say anything? So the biggest thing that we should be doing now, if you're either going to do two things, you're going to say, hey, okay, I'm going to get a lot of people with me, and we're going to find out how to change the system, or at least work on it and propose it to maybe your mayor, propose it to people, say, this is what I think we should do with our system, this is how we think we should change it, and get your voice heard. Or you say, you know what, I'm going to get tons of people and we're going to become good cops. Or I'm going to become a good cop. Cool, do that. If you don't want to do any of that, if you just want to protest and be mean and riot, stop doing that. If someone like me that's not doing any of that, stop watching social media. Get off Facebook. If you're not posting anything on Facebook, delete Facebook. If you're not posting anything on TikTok, delete TikTok. If you're not posting anything on Snapchat, delete Snapchat. If you're not posting anything on Instagram, delete Instagram. I mean, Instagram's not too bad depending on who you're following. Unfollow a lot of people that will post crappy stuff like that, right? Only follow people you know are not going to post things like that. Cool. Once you've done that and you get off social media a little bit, YouTube's okay because YouTube hasn't been posting too much stuff on that because a lot of YouTubers are posting their own videos and things. Go back on that, relax, get your mind right into the right mindset of everything, right? Get into the right mindset of it and stop paying attention to everything that's going on. Unless it's like really affecting you. If you live like within like, a couple minutes of where it's happening right in front of your apartment complex, and don't pay attention to it. Go do your normal daily stuff, work hard, work towards your dreams. And if your dream has to do with this, then pay attention to it. If your dream doesn't have anything to do with this, don't pay attention to it. Be positive, be happy, and do your normal daily stuff. And just, say, you know what? I'm going to hang out with my friends, and we're not going to talk about this. Say, you know what? No, we're not talking about anything that's going on right now. We're just going to live our lives and have fun. And I'm going to keep grinding and doing what I'm doing and not worry about what's going on, because that's the biggest thing. Everyone's worrying about what's going on and like stressed out and everything. And when you stop paying attention to it, you're just like, okay, cool. I'm not paying attention to this anymore. I'm just doing me. Like I texted my friend Logan. If you guys don't know who Logan Sneed is, he's a big Instagram influencer. Helps people lose weight, and he helps people grow their businesses. And what's been happening is he's been posting here and there, not about what's going on, but just posting stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna message him. And I just said, how's it going, with everything going on? Because he lives downtown Austin. He said, it's not bad. everything's going good. I said, yeah, I'm just doing me, just posting stuff, trying to stay away from everything that's going on. And he's like, awesome, we need to hang out sometime, because it's like, we need to hang out, And I said, yeah, let me know. And it's just like kind of saying like, hey, let's just hang out and not talk about what's going on. Let's just hang out and have some fun. Eat some real food, talk about our business and some of our goals that we want to go over, maybe go over some things. Like, just who cares what's going on? Let's just get it out of our heads and have some fun. Watch a movie, whatever it is. Do something totally out of the blue, and just don't worry about it. Whatever's happening happens, and who cares? I'm gonna do me, you're gonna do you. That type of thing, You're gonna do me, I'm gonna do you, and we're just gonna have fun and work together, and we're not gonna worry about what's going on. And just be positive about it. I hope you guys understand that, and understand I'm not trying to say, oh, I hate protesters, I hate all these people. I'm not mad at the protesters. I'm just mad that they're not doing anything. They have no common sense about what they even want to do. They just want their word to get out there. But it doesn't make sense to me because your word's out there. It's the biggest protest possibly, I think, ever now. So it's happened. You've gotten the word out there. You're done. What do you want? The cops aren't going to stop being cops. If we had no cops, we would literally, our whole world would crash. Our economy is already crashing. Everything's already crashing. 2020 is obviously the worst year ever. But I'm kind of happy with this 2020. And the weird thing is that when we come out of 2020 or we come out of 2021 or whatever, however long this lasts, when we come out of this, we're definitely going to be stronger than we were before. And hopefully, we're better. But honestly, with this protesting and this rioting, it just seems like everything is getting worse. And it seems like that people are not going to get better. And I can already tell people are not going to change. It's not happening. Change is not happening. People are not going to change with all this protesting, rioting. Change is not going to happen. They want the cops to change when it's them who needs to change, not just the cops. It's both sides. Both sides need to change, and that's the problem. As they want take want. It's like Gary Vee said. It's not ask take, right? It's ask. It's not. Is it ask? It's like no, it's not it's not want. It's not I think he said want take, or it's want ask. Right? You don't want something and then just take it. It's an ask. It's like a hey, can I it's like, hey, you ask something over and over again, or you do something and then you say, hey, I'm taking this. Like, no, you ask. You say, hey, It's more of a generous thing. It's like, when something bad's going on, everyone just wants to take. They just want to take. And it's more of like, it's not take. It's ask. You're asking. You're like, hey, no, it's not take. It's take, ask, not take. You don't take something over and over again. You don't keep taking. It's like, oh, sorry, it wasn't. I think it was give, ask, not give, take. So you don't give. That's what Gary Vee says. Give, ask, not give, take. So you don't give, and say take. No, I'm gonna take it now. It's mine. Just give, and then you say, hey, could I have that? Or hey, is it possible to do this? You ask. You be nice. You need to be generous. And people, if they would change and be more nice and generous, and be like, hey, well, why are you a bad cop? What's your thoughts on this? Like, they're asking the cops to kneel with them and doing all these things, but when you actually go into the cops, say, hey, I'm sorry that you're a normal cop, and I love you, and I'm sorry you have to go through this. I saw one guy, he gave out water to cops. He's like, I know all the things you guys are going through. You guys are probably hot. You guys are sitting out here. Here's some water. Gave him a thing of water. Like, here's some water. I feel bad for you guys. I know you guys are the one. You guys didn't do anything wrong. You guys are just cops out here. So I want to give you some water. Or another guy went up there and hugged the cop and gave a cop a hug. And this other protester all pissed off and wanted to kill him. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, why are you doing that? And he's like, and then the guy was like, did this cop do anything? He's just wearing a uniform. He's just a normal guy. He has to go back to it. He's got to go home to his family tonight. Did this guy do anything? And they're just like, he's like, you saying that the cop wearing the uniform is making them bad It's the same thing as them saying that you being black makes you a criminal. It's exactly the same thing. It's like you're trying to say this guy is bad, then he can say you're a criminal because you're black. It's the same thing. You're being racist. You're being a cop racist. You're being a police racist, basically. It's not race. You're being a police. You're saying all police are bad is a bad thing. And so he's just like, you can't say that about cops. You can't say cops are bad because he's wearing a uniform. And so the whole point is that, all cops aren't bad. And we need to change, that's the mindset we need to have. It's like, everyone can be good, everyone can be bad. Everyone, cops can be good, cops can be bad, people can be bad. Not all protesters are bad. Not all cops are bad. But we need to get into that. We need to flip our mindset on all this stuff and everything. So, kind of hope this helped you guys. Hope you guys understand. Hope you guys understand everything, and hopefully you guys, hope you guys understand. I just hopefully you guys understand what's going on and stuff like that. I really do. If you guys did enjoy this podcast, though, give it a thumbs up. I'll get back to my normal podcast stuff coming up, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.